Hello guys, welcome to my channel and to another Upcrate unboxing video. Thanks to Instagram, this time I know what medium is inside, however I don't know what kind of products or brands are included, so let's find out together. So, here we have some stickers by Ricky Bestiki. And I think now it's no surprise what kind of medium is included. It's watercolors. So these are Winsor Newton Cotman Watercolors. And to be honest, I know these very well because I have a whole set of, I think, 40 paints of Cotman watercolors, and I think they're not too bad. That's what I started out with when learning how to paint with watercolors. And we have some blues here. We have ultramarine, intense blue, phthalo blue to be precise, cobalt blue hue, and indigo. And then we have cadmium red pale hue, purple lake, permanent rose, and sap green. To be honest, I think I have some of these, but I'm not sure if I have all of these in my set, like ultramarine and indigo. I'm pretty sure that I have those, but I don't know if I have purple lake or something. Yeah, maybe I have this color too, I don't know. So that's a really nice selection of paints. Next up we have white gouache by Talens. I think this one was included several times now in Upcrate boxes and it works pretty well. I like it. So I think I'm not gonna start this tube. Maybe I'll use one that I already opened. And last but not least we have a Kolibri watercolor brush in size 3. Which is really nice because I somehow always lose my small watercolor brushes. I really don't know where they go. Ooh, that looks fancy. SMLT Art. Professional quality watercolor paper. 100% cotton. That's nice. So it's 300 GSM cold pressed. And has a rather fine grain. Feels really nice. And last but not least, we have an art print / QR code for the online magazine. Oh, look at this. That's so pretty. So let me check what the topic of the month is. Where's the topic? Topic. So, topic of the month is interaction, which leaves a lot of room for interpretation, and I like that. So, let's see what I can do with it. So, I will swatch these paints in a second, however, I already have, as I said, Winsor Newton Cotman watercolors, so I already have a swatch sheet for them, and I just saw I have Purple Lake here. There's cobalt blue hue, ultramarine, indigo, so I think I have all of them. But yeah, let's see how they work together with gouache. So I just grabbed some cheaper mixed media paper for swatching because there is no way I'm gonna waste 100% cotton paper for swatches. So let's see what the colors look like. I think I'll start with blue. This is cobalt blue hue. So it's a very nice, rather light blue. Next up we have ultramarine, which looks pretty similar to be honest. Then we have intense blue. So this is actually one of my all-time favorite watercolor blues. Next up is indigo. So then we have sap green. And cadmium red hue. And this is rose permanent. Did I use this one already? No, it didn't, I guess. Or did I? This is indigo. This is intense blue. Ultramarine. Did I use the same paint here? I'm confused. Let's test it anyway. Yeah, whatever. And last but not least, it's Purple Lake. So as I just realized, two colors are included that I use really often. This one, and I often use them together because it just looks so pretty when they blend. Let's try that out. So we have Purple Lake here, and Intense Blue here. So this is one of my favorite transitions ever. Let's use white, but maybe not this tube. Let's use this tube instead, which is also... Isn't still closed? Wait a minute. Well, there we have another one. And this is the one I was looking for. So as you can see, this paint has been included quite a lot in Upcrate boxes. And I still haven't used up the first one, so let's use this one. So let's see. Apparently it's white. And pretty opaque. So let's mix it with some paint. Oh, that looks nice. Yeah, I like that. And now let's mix some random paints. Some red with some green, so the complementary color. So we're getting a rather brownish color. So that works well. Let's mix something like purple with some indigo and this pinkish hue. That's also really pretty. Okay, so I think we have a lot of options here, how to mix and how to blend and make it opaque or less opaque. And so yeah, let's see what I can create with all these materials.
When thinking about interaction, I immediately thought about two individuals interacting rather than interacting objects, and I somehow ended up thinking about two birds. And luckily I came across a photo of two pigeons whose feathers perfectly matched the color scheme. I actually made two sketches before starting the actual painting, a rather loose one and a more refined one, which I wanted to use to test the paints a little more in depth. And I tested them so much that I ended up with a fully finished painting and zero footage of the painting process. Because I never planned on filming the sketching part and didn't expect it to get out of control like this. Which meant I had to start all over again to film some footage for you. I'll show you the first painting in the end. Please let me know which one you like more. But now let's talk about the materials. The paintbrush was surprisingly good. My biggest problem with most of my watercolor brushes is that they don't hold their shape after a while. But this brush comes to a really nice point, and so far it holds its shape perfectly. Even a very heavy-handed person like me can paint super fine details with it, so I am impressed. I'm definitely considering to get more of these once my watercolor brushes need replacing. As I said before, these are the paints I started out with when learning how to paint with watercolors, and I'm still using them quite often. I like them, and I think most artists will be absolutely fine with them. However, I don't have enough watercolor experience to rate if they are any good for professional watercolor artists. But whatever, if you're not sure whether you will like watercolor painting or not, a small set of Winsor Newton Cotman watercolor paints might be just the right choice for you. And last but not least, the paper. What a difference to the watercolor/mixed media paper that I'm used to. As I mentioned earlier, I got carried away with my sketch and finished a painting of these birds before starting the actual painting. And for the first painting, I did not use the paper that came with the box. I used an older Upcrate watercolor sketchbook, which is not 100% cotton, and the difference is huge. I mean, I have used cotton watercolor paper before, but I never compared it side by side to non-cotton paper. However, this time I did. Here are the key differences of cotton watercolor paper that I noticed. First of all, the paint stays wet for ages. Well, maybe that's a little exaggerated, but it definitely stays wet a lot longer than I'm used to. In the sketchbook, the paints dried super quickly and I had to hurry a bit to be able to blend them before they dry. However, with the cotton paper, I never had to hurry. On the contrary, I had to take longer breaks when waiting for a section to dry and pay extra attention to not accidentally painting neighboring sections while they were still wet, because otherwise the paints would start blending into one another. Speaking of blending is a lot easier and a bit more difficult at the same time. It's easier because the paper almost does all the work for you. Just apply the paints and the colors will blend almost automatically. However, it's also a little more difficult because it's so easy to move the paint around and lift it off the paper that it felt a little harder to control. I often accidentally lifted off some paint here and there, creating white patches, which were actually a little hard to fill back in. Also, I felt like I needed more pigment to get really vibrant colors. Everything seemed a little lighter in the end. But maybe it was just me not using enough pigment. I'm not sure about that. All in all, I'm super happy with the result. I had a great time painting and the materials were really good. Even though I obviously would have preferred watercolors that I didn't already own. Also, here's the first painting, which is basically the same, except for the background and some differences in color. I'm not sure which painting I prefer. Let me know in the comments which one you like more. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye!